Assalamu alaikum. I am the wise frog, better known by the name of Al-Difda al-Hakim. Most of you remember me from last year's projects, but for those new to me, I'll introduce myself. I am the wise frog. I'll be your guide throughout the video. So brace yourself and prepare for this amazing journey of the lifestyles of Algerians during the Ottoman occupation. Most Algerians lived in small villages or in the countryside. Their lives were based on farming and herding animals. Families worked together to plant wheat, barley, and olives, and they depended on the seasons to survive. Life was simple but full of cooperation. Neighbors helped one another, and people shared what they had. In cities like Algiers, Constantine, and Tlemcen, things were busier. There were markets full of traders selling spices, cloth, metal, and pottery. People from different backgrounds lived there: Arabs, Berbers, Turks, Jews, and others, which made Algerian society very diverse. The Turks formed the ruling class and were often soldiers or governors, but they also mixed with the local population. Clothing reflected both modesty and climate. Men usually wore long robes called gandura or jalaba, often with a burnous. On their heads they wore turbans or the chechia, a traditional red cap. Women wore colorful dresses embroidered with patterns, and in public they covered themselves with a white hake that hid most of the body and face. Jewelry was also very common. Silver bracelets, necklaces, and earrings showed both beauty and regional identity. The rich and powerful had more luxurious clothes made of silk and fine fabrics, while peasants wore simple wool or cotton. Algerian food was based on what the land produced. Bread, couscous, olive oil, and dates were daily staples. Vegetables like chickpeas and lentils were common, and meat, especially lamb, was eaten on special occasions. People cooked using clay pots and firewood, giving meals a special flavor. Eating together was very important. The whole family gathered around one large dish, sharing food as a symbol of unity. Mint tea and coffee were also part of social life. People drank them while talking with friends or welcoming guests. During Ramadan, families fasted during the day and shared big meals at sunset, with traditional dishes and sweets like zalabia or makroutat. Algerian architecture during the Ottoman period was beautiful and unique. Houses were usually made of white plaster with flat roofs, designed to stay cool in the hot weather. Inside, there was always a central courtyard, a private space with plants or a small fountain, surrounded by rooms for sleeping, cooking, and storage. The idea of privacy was very important, especially for women and family life. I've reached the limit of my knowledge on this topic, so I'll let my friend, who's quite well known on the internet, continue from here.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Kashiha. You've probably seen me on social media, like Instagram or TikTok. So, let's begin and dive right into the subject. The economy was mainly agricultural, but there was also trade and craftsmanship. Farmers grew wheat, olives, and grapes, and raised animals like sheep and goats. In cities, artisans made pottery, jewelry, carpets, and leather goods. There were also blacksmiths, tailors, and carpenters. Algiers, being on the Mediterranean Sea, had a strong navy and became a center of maritime trade. The port was full of ships coming from the Ottoman Empire and Europe, carrying goods like spices, textiles, and coffee. Taxes and trade helped the local economy, though wealth was not equally shared. The ruling class often lived more comfortably than ordinary people. Family was the foundation of Algerian society. Families were large, with grandparents, parents, and children living together under one roof. The father was the head of the family, while women played an essential role in managing the home. Women took care of children, cooked, and often helped with small crafts like weaving or sewing. They taught their daughters how to run the household and preserve family traditions. Weddings were big celebrations with music, food, and dance, lasting several days. Marriage was seen as an important step in life, based on respect and family ties.
So, the Ottoman period in Algeria was a time of cultural richness, faith, and tradition. Algerians lived simple but meaningful lives, connected to their land, guided by religion, and proud of their customs. Even today, many aspects of modern Algerian culture, from architecture to food and clothing, still carry the spirit of that era. We have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you soon.
Get out of here! Teacher, this project took me a lot of work, so if you wouldn't mind giving me the highest grade possible. Rah!
ونديها للدوش نكب عليها الجلدوش رغويني رغويني دوشني دوشني عومني عومني
Yeah, why?